Hi everyone, and welcome back to A Smarter Way to Retire. I'm your host, Tony Leonardi, and today we're here talking about one of the biggest questions I get from my clients. Where will my money come from once I stop working? For years, you've been earning a paycheck, and that paycheck's been covering all of your expenses. Your mortgage, your groceries, vacations, and everything in between. But when you retire, that paycheck stops. So what happens next? That's what today's episode is all about, understanding your income sources in retirement. Because if you don't have a plan for where your income will come from, you're setting yourself up for failure, for stress, for uncertainty, and the possibility of running out of money too soon, which we all want to avoid. So the good news is, retirement isn't about living on a fixed income like it was in past generations. Today you have multiple possible income streams that, when structured correctly, can give you flexibility, security, and confidence in your financial future. So let's dive in and talk about the four main sources of retirement income and how you can make sure that you're getting the most out of each one. Before we break down each income source, let's talk about why having a strategy matters. Most retirees don't just live off of their savings alone. In fact, most people need a combination of income sources to cover their expenses. But if you don't plan correctly, you can find yourself in a situation where you're withdrawing too much too soon, possibly triggering unnecessary taxes, or even outliving your money, which you all want to avoid. The goal here is to create a predictable and sustainable stream of income that supports your lifestyle, accounts for inflation, and lasts as long as you do. Because let's face it, no one wants to be in their 80s or their 90s worrying about running out of money. All right, so let's go through the four main income sources and how to maximize each one. For most of us, Social Security will be our main income source. And for retirees, this will be the foundational piece of their income. The biggest question I hear is, when should I start taking Social Security? Well, you have options. You can start as early as age 62, but your monthly benefit will be reduced, and that will be permanent. If you wait until your full retirement age, which for many people today is around 67, depending on when you were born, you will get your full benefit, the benefit that you earned. But you can wait until age 70 as well, and your benefit will increase by 8% per year beyond your full retirement age. So what's the right move? Well, it really depends. If you need the money at age 62, taking it early might make sense. But if you're in good health, you have other income sources, and you don't need the money, delaying until age 70 can give you a much larger monthly paycheck for the rest of your life. So you really should consider your income needs and your life expectancy. Do you plan to live a normal life expectancy, say to age 85 or 86? Or do you have longevity on your side in your family history? Are you healthy? Do you take good care of yourself? And you plan to live, let's say, past 100. This will affect your decision as well. The longer you plan to live, delaying your Social Security start for that larger payout may pay off for you in the long run. Another thing to consider is that Social Security was never designed to replace all of your income. It was designed to replace about 40% of your pre-retirement income. That means it's a very important piece. It's the foundational piece, but it's not enough to live on entirely. That's why you need additional income sources. So for some of us, not all of us, we will have a pension. So let's talk about pensions. They're not as common as they used to be. But if you're lucky enough to have one, they can provide a significant fixed guaranteed source of income. If you do have a pension, you'll likely need to make some decisions about that pension. For example, do you take a lump sum payout, which gives you a lot of control but requires investment management and maybe will trigger a large tax bill? Or do you take a lifetime annuity payout, which provides guaranteed income but limits your flexibility? That's a big decision that depends on your individual financial situation, other assets that you have, your comfort level with investment risk. And if you're married, you'll also need to consider survivor benefits to make sure your spouse is protected. Keep in mind that if you choose the payout with the survivor benefit, there is a cost to that in terms of reduced monthly payout. And that cost or premium will continue even if your spouse predeceases you. So some people choose the full payout with no survivor benefit. Then they buy private insurance to cover for the spouse, which you can cancel if you want if your spouse predeceases you. So that's a strategy that you might want to think about. And don't forget about other employer benefits that might continue into retirement. Some companies offer retiree health insurance, life insurance, or even deferred compensation plans that can provide additional income. So before you retire, it's crucial to understand what benefits you're entitled to and how they fit into your overall income plan. Many people overlook these, and that can mean leaving money on the table, which is something that we want to avoid, obviously. For many of us, our third source of income is going to be savings and investments. This could be our biggest income source, depending on your individual situation. If you've been contributing to a 401k or an IRA or other retirement accounts, 457 plan, FB, this is where a lot of your income will come from. But the key question is, how do you take money out without running out too soon or triggering unnecessary taxes? There's something called the 4% rule. It's a rule of thumb which suggests that withdrawing no more than 4% of your portfolio value each year will help ensure your money lasts. But in reality, it's not that simple. Market conditions, volatility, inflation, taxes, unexpected expenses can change things. So use that 4% rule as a rule of thumb, but not as gospel. This is why having a withdrawal strategy is critical. You don't want to take too much too soon and risk running out, but you also don't want to take too little and limit your lifestyle unnecessarily. There's a fine balance there that you need to find. I find that most people are so nervous about running out of money in retirement that they underspend in retirement. I can't tell you how many times after running retirement models for my clients, I've had the great pleasure of telling them that they need to spend more money, that they can afford to spend more money. I worked with a good client of mine recently to help him crunch some numbers related to buying a new car. He really needed one as his current vehicle was really getting up there in miles and the repair bills were becoming larger and more frequent. So after running his retirement and cash flow modeling, I was happy to give him permission to get the car of his dreams, the one that he really wanted. He deserved it. He worked hard for decades. He saved well. He invested well. And it was time for that reward. And I love that part of my job. Good cash flow modeling can really solve those, keep me up at night concerns. Something else to consider or to keep in mind are taxes. Many retirement accounts like 401ks and traditional IRAs, 3Bs, 457s, they're called tax deferred accounts, meaning you'll pay taxes when you withdraw. The money went in tax-free, it accumulated tax-free, but when you withdraw the money, you're going to pay ordinary income taxes. So the IRS gave you this gift of tax deferral for all these years, and they're losing their patience, honestly. They want to get their hands on your money. They need to get their hands on your money. They want to start taxing those accounts. That's why planning your withdrawals wisely, especially as you approach what we call required minimum distribution age, which is currently 73. Planning properly can help you minimize taxes and keep more of your money working for you. The problem with RMDs, or these required minimum distributions, is many people find that these RMDs are pushing them into higher and higher tax brackets in retirement, which obviously can have a negative impact on your retirement, especially if you don't need to take the money out, if you have significant or adequate cash flow. So running some cash flow modeling here to determine if maybe a Roth conversion might work for you to help avoid this situation. The final source of income for a lot of us will be other sources of income, such as rental property, side business, or part-time work. So beyond Social Security, pensions, retirement accounts, savings, and investments, many retirees will have an alternate income source that can provide them some extra financial security. For example, rental properties can generate steady income, but they come with a downside. That's the management responsibilities and the time that takes. If you have real estate, think about whether you want to keep managing it or hire someone to do it for you. Or maybe it makes sense at this point in your life for you to sell it and use the proceeds to supplement your retirement income. Again, this is where good modeling can help answer those questions. Another option in retirement for part-time income is part-time work or consulting. More and more retirees are choosing to work a little bit in retirement, not just for the income, but to stay engaged and to stay active. If you have skills and experience that are valuable, you can turn that into a flexible part-time income. The key is to have multiple income sources so that if one changes, you're not left scrambling. Diversification isn't just for investments, it's for income too. So now that we've covered the main sources of income in retirement, how do you actually put this all together? Well, the best strategy is to layer your income sources, meaning you rely on a mix of guaranteed income, like Social Security and pensions, and supplement that with some variable income like investments or rental income or part-time income. The goal is to create a cash flow that covers your essential basic expenses with fixed income. Then you use your investment withdrawals or other variable sources of income to fund your lifestyle, your travel, your fun, your wants and your wishes. And remember, retirement isn't static. Your income needs will change over time. So flexibility is the key. And keeping your plan updated and making small adjustments along the way will help ensure that you don't run out of money. So understanding your income sources is one of the most important parts of retirement planning. It's not just about having savings, it's about knowing how to turn those savings into a reliable income stream that will last for as long as you do. So here are a few action steps for you. Review your most recent Social Security statement and consider when to start benefits. If you have a pension, check your pension options and put some thought into which one you choose. Understand the different payout choices. Evaluate your retirement accounts and think about a sound withdrawal strategy. And also look at other potential income sources, rental income, part-time work, or some passive income streams. Again, having a mix is ideal. And the more you plan ahead, the more confident you'll feel in retirement. Thanks for joining me today on A Smarter Way to Retire. If you found this episode helpful, share it with a friend who's planning for retirement. Don't forget to subscribe, and a 5-star rating would be helpful. We'll talk about more financial strategies to help you to secure a confident retirement, and we'll see you next time. Until next week, I'm Tony Leonardi. Thanks for joining me.
Securities offered through Osaic Wealth, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Osaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth. The opinions expressed herein are for general information only and is not necessarily the opinions of Osaic Wealth or its representatives. Investing is subject to risk, including loss of principal invested. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. No strategy can assure a profit nor protect against loss. It is not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. Please consult your financial professional, attorney, or tax advisor with regards to your individual situation.